Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm FiddlinJonny and this is my fiddle channel and magic product review. And you know, before we do any magic product review, we do a quick fiddle tune, so let's do that. Alright, there we are. Well, today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to review a free magic trick. See if this is right for you and get my thoughts on it. This is called Pop Wild by Chris James Magic. Stick around. We'll get right into it. Hello everyone. Hey, I'm excited for this one today because it's just very different than what I do on here in terms of I review usually products that you would purchase. Today, it's a free product that I'm reviewing, which, let's face it, it's a little strange. But I'm doing it in part because, one, I want to make sure that you have Chris James or Chris James Magic on your radar screen. This is Chris's very first release. I believe it's his first release. And I think Chris may have a bright future in magic, doing some great creation and performance. And if you're not familiar with Chris James Magic, I'm just going to say go over to his Instagram account, Chris James Magic. I'll leave a link down in the description and check out some of the performances he has up there. Great thinking, very fun, very energetic, really worthwhile, and let him know that FiddlinJonny sent you. All right, the other part of it is it's free and I think it's a really good effect. So let's talk about the effect, and maybe I'll run some video here for you to see. It's essentially a 4-ace production. It's an original routine, and it starts off with 2 blank-faced cards. And those 2 blank-faced cards, when you take them together and you do a little spin with them and a little pop, and suddenly you have an ace appear between your 2 blank-faced cards, which say wild on them, by the way, in this routine. You don't have to write wild on them. Again, you do the same sort of thing. You do a little pop. It doesn't work. All you need to do is do a little turn with them and do the pop, and suddenly you have your second ace appear. Now, you try it the third time without success in this routine. Try a little, more of a turning and a little popping. Still doesn't work. But eventually you just are able to rub the cards together, and suddenly the final 2 cards that were originally blank are now have aces on the face of them, and you've now done a 4-ace production. That is what Pop Wild is. And that's, in essence, the routine. You can have multiple variations on that routine, but that's what it is. I will add that it's nice if you're able to do a 4-ace routine. What do you do then? Now you've got 4 aces. What it allows you to do, and what's nice about this release, is Chris James has added 2 additional tutorials on here, or routines, for 2 classics, a Twisting the Aces routine and a Dr. Daly's Last Trick routine. And these are both routines that use 4 of a kind. So you can use your 4 aces, or if you like to produce other cards, they allow you to do these 2 other routines. So it's nice that not only are you able to do this original 4-ace production, but from there you can actually do 2 additional routines that are classics of magic that utilize 4 of a kind. Let's talk a little bit about what you're going to get. Well, this is a downloadable or streaming, whichever your preference is, through Penguin Magic. You can also find it at Murphy's Magic YouTube page on their Saturday Sorcery series with Bo Creamer. So you could probably do a search for that. I'll just leave a link down in the description for it. But that will not have the additional Twisting the Aces routine and the Dr. Daly's Last Trick routine from there. So probably best to get the whole thing, go to Penguin Magic and get it there. All right, so talk about what are you going to get. So the Pop Wild tutorial is it's 19 minutes and 55 seconds. So basically it's a 20-minute tutorial. You're going to learn everything you need in order to perform this. And then with the Twisting the Aces and Dr. Daly's Last Trick, it's 10 minutes, 48 seconds, so about 11 minutes to learn both of those routines. And they're so simple and straightforward and understandable that in that 11 minutes, you're going to get everything that you need. Not included, since it's a download or streaming, the 4 aces themselves. So, but I would imagine if you're a magician, you have 4 aces and you'll be able to do this. Also not included is roughing balm. You're going to need that as well. Now, you can use roughing fluid if you would like, but Chris James really feels strongly that the roughing balm is the preferred way to help you build your gimmick. Which brings me to one thing, and I'm going to take a left turn really quick, and my apology to Chris James on this, but to help you out as a consumer, there's a lot of different roughing fluids out there, roughing sticks, that sort of stuff. I want to steer you away from one of them. And unfortunately, it's a Daniel Madison product, in which I have such great respect for Daniel Madison. I've known I mentioned this on the channel before. I think I originally spent, I don't know, 40 bucks, 20 bucks, I can't quite remember. But this is probably one of the worst products I have ever purchased. These are roughing sticks to create sort of a rough and smooth decks and do whatever trick you want with them. They do not work. It is a waste of your money. I've been unable to get the desired effect from a single cards when doing this. And I keep coming back, rewatching the tutorial and think, maybe it'll work this time. No, I've had it for like a decade or whenever it was released. Just a waste of money. So avoid this one. Listen to Chris James and what he recommends, and I think you'll likely be satisfied there as well. Also suggest, you know, when people do roughing, like they say, oh, white crayon will do the trick. I've never had any luck with a white crayon either, so I don't know if it's a brand issue or not, but I just use Crayola and they haven't worked. All right, let's get back to this review. Talking about the instructions, this is Chris James's first release. I think he does a great job in his tutorial. No issues there at all. Now, he films this at home. I spoke with Chris, and I know he wasn't completely happy with the quality of the download that you get through Penguin. Part of like when you upload through the Partners Project at Penguin, it sort of degrades some of the original quality. So if you are uploading a 4K high def, when it comes time to you being able to download and stuff, it's not quite as high quality. I found it not to be a single problem at all. I was able to, the instructions were clear, I was able to see everything fine, not an issue, but I know that Chris was not completely happy about that. Let's see, there's one thing that you will need, and I'm going to do a little exposure here, is that you're going to need, 2 of your aces will need blank faces on them with the ace on the other side. You just need to make these yourself. Chris doesn't address that in the thing. Or you can buy one-way forcing decks with your desired aces with a blank face, I guess, and do it that way. So anyway, I just took a blank faced card and glued it to the back, and boom, now I have the kind of card that I need. Let's talk about how is the gimmick. Well, you're going to make the gimmick yourself. And if you're worried about that, I would really say don't sweat it. I was able to make my gimmick in 5 minutes, not a problem. Maybe not even a full 5 minutes. Basically, you know, a glue stick and taking care of the blank face card, and then your roughing balm to take care of the roughing, and that can all be done in 5 minutes. So it's not really a arts and crafts type of stuff. It's just bringing these materials together. Let's see, so, and Chris James does talk in the tutorials I mentioned earlier about the preference over the roughing balm versus some other methods. All right, what's the skill level? It's beginner. It's just straightforward beginner. If you're brand new to magic, I think you're really going to like this and the additional routines that are taught. Let's talk a little bit about what the pros are. It's free. Did I mention it's free? So it's hard to complain about something that's free, and you're essentially getting 3 routines on here, 1 original and 2 classics on here. It's a quick, fun packet trick that allows you to do a 4 ace production, and then with the 2 additional tricks, being able to do additional routines with 4 of a kind. It doesn't really have any sleights at all. It's virtually self-working. There's no angle issues. You can perform this surrounded. If you're interested in packet tricks, this just adds to your arsenal of packet tricks. And you can make the gimmicks in 5 minutes. I would also add one big element here, is that once you learn the method and then you see the routine, I believe you can take that method and create your own unique routines or variations on the routine that you actually might like better and might fit your character better. And I'm not criticizing the routine that's on there. It's just that this is the sort of thing I think once you get it in your hands and understand it, you might come up with even other ways in which to do the production, or a way that fits and suits you better for the production of your 4 of a kind. I also would add that this is easy enough for any beginner magician, but the effect is powerful enough, I think, for any working professional. Cons, it feels weird to talk about any cons on a release that is free, but I'm going to do a con here anyway. Boy, it would be great if you got the gimmicks and I didn't have to make them myself, but hey, that's just life, and is really kind of a ridiculous sort of con, but it is a con, but you're able to create your gimmicks in 5 minutes. On a little slightly more serious, there was no live performance with an audience. Chris James does perform it for the camera, and it strikes me as like, oh, this is great for social media, and I believe this is fine for in-person performance as well, and just would have loved to have seen a real life in-person performance. So those are not always easy to get, but would have been nice. But since it's free, yeah, it's quite fine. Who's going to like this? I think anyone who likes card tricks, anyone who likes packet tricks, I think anyone who likes walk around. It's a great opener, and it's also great in casual performance. It's good for social media and great everyday carry if you want to carry just a couple cards with you and your 4 cards. That's it, 4 cards, and you're ready to go. What does it cost? As I mentioned, again, it's free, so you can't beat that price. Free is a very good price. All right, that's all I've got to say. Go get it now. Go over to Penguin Magic and do a search for Pop Wild by Chris James. It'll come up for you, and download it and learn the routine. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know if you had variations on the routine, and share that in the comment section. Would love to hear those. And if you have not hit the like button, hit that like button, and make sure that you're subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I hope letting you know about Chris James and this free release has been helpful for you. I'll have another review coming up here within the next week, so stick around for those. And I appreciate you all being here. I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.